If you are struggling to feel excited, you have to realize that most people haven't felt excited in years. You have to realize that it is a more pervasive problem than you think. You have to realize once you see it in yourself, you have to understand that your bias, your brain is biased towards the negative experience of life. And that's what happens. You know so many things about anxiety, about depression, about all of these things, and you note them down every time they happen because your brain knows so much about describing that feeling, about describing that situation. And of course, you're going to get more and more and more of that. This is everybody. Almost everybody is just on the track of negative momentum, negative thinking, negative emotions, as opposed to knowing more about excitement, knowing more about how to get yourself giddy and really full of energy and hopeful about the future. You see, we believe deep down that by being happy and excited, we're going to be less productive, less successful, and some of us, a few of us, quite a bit, think that it means death. I know it sounds preposterous, but that's what they think. They think that by keeping themselves unhappy and frustrated and angry, they are more defensive. They have their shield up, but they don't understand how beautiful the world is. They do not understand that the world is not a very dangerous place nowadays. We live through the most beautiful times. There hasn't been more peaceful times in human history, more protected, more rights, more freedoms, more access to technologies. You have so many amenities in this world. And yet, unfortunately, most people cannot find a thing to get excited about. But you have to realize that that comes because our society also teaches us that we should consume to feel better as opposed to create. If you make this switch and you understand that all the pleasure, all the excitement is in creating rather than engorging, rather than consuming, then you will win. You will just have a better life than almost everyone. And you will just want to tell everyone that that's how you actually become happy. It is by creating. Almost everyone who feels happiness, it's because they have created it. They have created a situation, they have created a casserole or a painting or a poem or whatever it is that they have created. It is the creation, the act of doing things that gets you those feelings. It is not the consumption that gets you the feelings. Consumption, sure, can make you feel thoughtful or even happy sometimes if it's a good story or if it's a movie or if it's a good meal. But you have to understand that those things are not really that great. They're amazing if you share them with someone, but that's because you are creating a moment, a memory together. You have to understand that even when you're consuming and you're happy, it is because you are with someone and creating a memory. When you're doing it by yourself, you're watching a movie, you're enjoying a good meal, it's not the same thing because you cannot talk, you cannot create discourse about the thing, you cannot experience it together with someone else. You have to understand that that is still, when you are with someone else, that is still an act of creation. You are creating tension, you are creating memories, you are creating discussion, debate, whatever it is, emotions. And when you are seeing a movie or enjoying a good meal, that is something that you are doing, something that you are creating rather than just consuming. So remember this, all the pleasure, all the happiness and excitement is in creating things rather than consuming.